Good morning and welcome to Pickle Vision with me, Josh, or Captain Pickle, whatever you want to call me. Welcome to the live stream. Hope you're all well this morning. Thank you very much for tuning in and joining me on this fine Sunday morning. I am still ill. For those of you that were there Wednesday evening, started off very low energy, ended up finishing all right. Finished the model, that was good. But I am very, very not well at the moment. So I hope you're all alright. Nice and chilled today. Just thought we'd have a bit of a chat about miniatures, because, you know, we all do miniature stuff. And try something a little bit different. I thought, why not? Slightly different setup today. I'm using my actual proper camera for face talking, just because it's nicer than the webcam. So I figured, why not? Because I'm not doing anything on the desk today, so I've got that set up. I'm not quite sure if I like the colour or not. I think the white balance is slightly off, but I can fix that maybe. But yeah, something slightly different. And then if I've got anything important to say, I can do the whole, this is really important. But I just thought it was fun. I like messing about with cameras now. It's just who I am. So yes, welcome to the stream, everybody. I hope you're all well. Let's take a quick look through the chat and see who we've got with us this morning. We've got Tabletop Ready Minis. Thank you very much for joining us, buddy. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're well. Lovely to see you. We've also got Gina Doherty. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. Lovely to see you. We've got Wolfenstone. Thanks for tuning in, buddy. Welcome to the stream. We've got Sprocket. Thank you very much for joining us. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're well. We've got Andy Allen. Thank you very much for joining us, buddy. Welcome, buddy. Hope you're well. We've got Mr. Pretzel. Thanks very much for tuning in, dude. Hope you're well. Lovely to see you. We've got Rich Beeden. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. Lovely to see you. Hope you're well. We've got and Mr. Wyberg, Thomas Gesler as well. Thanks very much for joining us this morning. And Christopher Thorpe as well. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're all well. It's lovely to see you all this morning. So, yeah, I'm not very well. I'm not very well. my ear is hurting. My ear is hurting. Feel very congested. I've got a banging headache. I've done nothing this weekend so far. And I'm sneezing. Yeah, I've done nothing this weekend so far. I was supposed to be going over to work yesterday to get started on a big project that I've got coming up. Didn't end up going there just because I didn't feel well enough. Today I'd said I'm going to get a load of filming done. I wanted to get the rest of my Marvel stuff done, which is all down there, if you can see that. Yeah, all my Marvel stuff's down there. I need to get the rest of that painted for a video, but I don't think I'm going to get anything done today unless I pick up and feel a bit better later on. I woke up this morning, didn't feel too bad, but then as I've been up, like I said, my ears are absolutely killing me. I feel very, very blocked up and everything, so... yeah, but I'm still here, we're still streaming. Pickle, you left your wet palette open. It's fine, that's not the wet palette, that's the dry palette. That's the dry palette. The wet palette is underneath. Is this bit. And it's, obviously that's sealed up, so it's okay. I love that wet palette. It's so good. Loads of different things on it. But yeah. So today I thought what we'd do is, or is it a fancy one with a dry palette on top? Yeah, it's a dry palette on top. Technically, it's got two wet palettes. It's two wet palettes and a dry palette. It's very cool. So yeah, I thought today we'd just take it steady and talk about miniatures. Something that I've been thinking about a lot recently is like how we collect miniatures. Like, how do we decide what we want to buy, or you know, what order we do stuff in, and all that sort of stuff. And I just thought that I'd make quite a fun topic to talk about on the stream. with you guys, get a little bit of a chat going on, and just I thought it'd be quite fun. I might be wrong. I've no idea. Where is it from? It's not actually on sale yet. I think you will be able to get it on Amazon, I think, when it comes out. It's from a company in Italy. They sent them to me and Luke as like prototypes, just to see what we think and stuff. So I've brought mine home because I do more painting at home than I do at work. So I brought mine home to try out and have a mess about with. Luke's been using his over the last few weeks. Really like it. Really like it. Like I said, I don't know where you'll be able to buy them from yet because I don't think they're out yet. But yeah, they're very, very nice. You get two sponges. You get a load of wet palette sheets. Obviously, there's the thing in the top. It comes with a little thing like that holds your brushes and stuff as well. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool palette, to be fair. Like I say, it's got the dry palette on top. It's got all the different like wells and stuff to put like washers or paints or whatever in as a dry palette. And then obviously it's got the wet palette underneath, and then a lid on top, which is also deep enough for it to be a second wet palette. So perfect for if you're hobbying with friends or a partner or something. You just buy that, and you've both got a wet palette and then a dry palette in between you for stuff. It's good. It's very good. I've been enjoying using it. Kev, that was brilliant. That's exactly what I needed this morning, buddy. Thank you very, very much. So yeah, that's what I thought we'd talk about this morning. Not the wet palette. I thought we'd talk about. It looks proper decent. It is. I think it. I've not actually measured it, but in fact, let's do it now. Oops. So that's my Army Painter one, which is the one that I used most. Hang on, where's the lid? I don't want to tip it up because the wet palette is still wet inside this. So that's the lid for my Army Painter one. So that's the size of that. And then that's the lid. So you can see it's quite a lot bigger than the Army Painter one. So a lot more space, and the wet palette is right up to the edge. Like it is that sized. So it is a decent size. It's just that little bit bigger. I don't think it's quite as big as the big red grass one. But yeah, decent sized. Morning Ravensrook, welcome to the stream, buddy. Hope you're well. As soon as I know when and where they're on sale, I'll share links out and stuff, because I mean, I've been using my Army Painter one for a couple of years now. I've had no issues with it. Like I have often thought about getting like a bigger one. I've looked at the Redgrass Games ones before, because the XL one that they do looked nice. It looked big enough, but I've just never bothered. I've just stuck with my Army Painter one, because I mean, a wet palette's a wet palette. Realistically, it's a bit of sponge with some baking paper on top. Do you know what I mean? So they're all very similar, but I have to say I am impressed with this one, just because like it's got that extra bit of space for painting stuff. The fact that it's got the dry palette on top with all the wells and stuff, it all fits together nicely. It's got storage like in the middle. Like what this, I've used it wrong, but you know. Oh. So there we go. Obviously that is just supposed to be a lid. I've used that as a palette as well. You can wash all this off, obviously. But you could use that as a second wet palette. It comes with 2 sponges. Now this top bit, what it's designed for, that's the dry palette. So you've got like a few different wells here, which I've been using for like speed paints, contrast paints, bit of space here, bit of space here. Oop, it's a bit of paint. And there's this bit in the middle as well, which you can put your brushes in if you want to transport. Once it's all sealed up and everything, your brushes go in there, they're not going to roll about. But yeah, and then I've just put a clean one in yesterday because I was intending on getting some painting done, but then I didn't do any. So that's a clean sheet, nice and good. It's the nice quality sponges as well. But yeah, I rate it. Like I say, as soon as I know where it's on sale and when it's going on sale, I'll let you all know, and I'll share links and stuff. I don't mind sharing stuff if I like it. You guys know I only recommend stuff that I only recommend stuff that I like and that I think is decent. It's a space that sold it for me. I love my Army Painter 1, but it gets a bit cramped. Yeah, it is a little bit bigger than the Army Painter 1, so there's more room for painting stuff, and the fact that it comes with the dry palette as well, which you can have separate or you can just have on top. Yeah, it's good. It's good. If it's a prototype, is there a wrong way? Yeah, exactly. There's not really a wrong way. I think I started putting paint on it, and then I was like, oh, this isn't where I'm supposed to put paint for a dry palette. Fancy the red grass palette. The Army Painter 1 is still pretty good. I've got no issues with my Army Painter 1. Like well, I said no issues. The only problem I've got with my Army Painter 1 is the size. It is just that little bit too small. Like if I can do an entire project on one sheet of paper, whether that's one single model or whether that's a unit or whatever, if I can get through one project on one sheet of paper, then that's spot on. And the Army Painter 1 just seems to be that little bit too small, so I end up sort of running out of space before I finish painting whatever it is I'm painting. And that's my issue with it. I mean, part of that's probably me, like not being particularly sort of clever with my real estate on the wet palette, but got my first wet palette a few weeks ago and wish that I'd known about them earlier. Wet palettes are fantastic. I spent a long time in the hobby not knowing about wet palettes, and eventually started doing them, made my own, as many people do when they start. Did that for a while and then picked up the Army Painter 1 just because I wanted something a bit nicer that looked a bit more, you know, professional. And yeah, never look back. I use it for almost everything now. I have stuff like contrast or speed paints or metallics and stuff. I just put them on a dry palette or in like the wells and stuff on that one, which is why I like that one, because it's got the wells built in and it's not just flat, like a flat palette. It's quite good. So it keeps it all together so it doesn't dry out as quick, like for speed painting especially. But everything else, chuck it on there. It's good. What sprue cutters does everyone use? I need new ones, as I have been using the free ones that came with Citadel paint. I think I'm still using my old Citadel ones that I've had since I started the hobby, pretty much. Yeah, these ones. I've just got them. I've had these since I started doing the hobby, pretty much. Well, not since I started doing the hobby, because when I was younger I used to use nail clippers to clip stuff off sprues. But I've had them for years. I've never needed to replace them. I have often looked at getting some of the, the fancy ones and stuff, but I figured, like, I hate building, so I'm not going to spend money on stuff for building. I'll spend money on stuff for painting, because I like painting. Richard Smith, I can't remember if I said good morning or not, but if I didn't, then good morning. Also good morning to Nick Harling, welcome to the stream. And Katie Graham as well, welcome to the stream, hope you are well. And the legend that is Mr. Phil Eddie Art. Welcome to the stream, bud, lovely to see you, hope you're well. Thanks very much for joining us this morning. We're just having a bit of a general natter so far. We have got a topic that we're going to talk about in a bit, but we're just having a general natter. Be showing off the wet palette and showing that off. I use the Citadel one much better than the free one. It's expensive, but my hand don't hate using it, and it's naughty. Use it for cutting up a model. Yeah, I think that's the one that I've got. Is the Citadel one. The free one. As far as I'm concerned, clippers are clippers. I mean, I guess yeah. Like, well, you can say that for anything though. You can say that for any tools. I'm always one for, especially for like people going about paintbrushes and stuff. And it's like, yes, I've got some nice paintbrushes that, you know, well, cost a bit of money. I do 90% of my painting with like the £4 set from the works. That's all like £3 for 4 brushes. That's what I do most of mine with. And then it's only like final details that I use a nice brush for. So I would say the same for most other things. It's like, just use the cheap stuff for if you can. Like, don't spend money on this. This hobby can be pretty expensive once if you start going into spending loads of money on stuff. That's why I got the Army Painter wet palette instead of getting the Redgrass one, because it was like half the price. And it does the job well enough. It's a wet palette, it's a sponge and paper. Good to be around, need to use my wet palette more. It depends what you're doing though, doesn't it? I mean, if you're using... I've been using... I'm off being summoned, have a good one. Cheers, Kev, cheers for tuning in, bud. Hope you have a good weekend, good Sunday. Like this week, I've been painting my Marvel stuff, and I've been using a lot of the speed paints. So I've not really used my wet palette much. I've been using the dry palette on that instead. But if I'm like getting into a project, there's nothing nicer. I think I posted this on Discord the other day. There's nothing nicer than a fresh wet palette, no bubbles, no creases, just nice, smooth wet palette, completely clean, no paint on it. Oh, it's the stuff of dreams. Cheap is better. Branded stuff for dog's bodywork is pointless. Yeah, there's no point in ruining your nice stuff, like with base coats and washes and stuff. Like, I've said that for years. Like, just use, like I said, them ones from Works are absolutely fantastic. I usually get a new set every sort of 4 or 5 months. I'll go and buy a new set, and yeah, I just do all my base coats with that. I do most of my layering with them as well, because if you look after them, they do last. Like, they don't last forever, but they do last, like, long enough. They last a few months. Yeah, chuck everything on, and then when it comes to like the final highlights, final details and stuff, where you really need like the like that precision, that's when you move over to your nicer brushes. But to be fair, if you look after your cheap ones, like, and just use them for what, like, use them for that one thing, use them for final details, they'll keep the tips. There's a white wall tile. Old school, can't find a reason to move over, but we'll keep trying. I used to use a wall tile as well. When I was first getting into the hobby, that's what I used to use for as a palette and stuff. Nice and easy. Wash it, wipe it off. Yeah, spot on. Elston, good morning, buddy. Welcome to the stream. Hope you are well. Me and Elston recorded episode 3 of Wargamers Anonymous yesterday morning. I'm going to get that edited today, and that will be out tomorrow morning. So everyone that has a commute to do in the morning, that will be ready for you. Anyone that doesn't have a commute to do and just wants to chill out with a brew and listen to us waffle on about stuff, it'll be there for you as well. And everyone else that wants to listen at a later point, it'll obviously be there. It'll just be there. Tomorrow morning it'll be there, and listen to it whenever you want. The Works brushes are essentials, to be honest. It's funny you should say that, Tabletop Ready Minis. Once this stream is done, well, I'm assuming it's going out at 10 o'clock. There should be a new video going live over on Geek Gaming Scenics that me and Luke filmed on Wednesday last week. I edited it, and that should be going live on Sunday. We've had a hell of a lot of fun putting that video together. If you're interested in cheap brushes, I would massively recommend watching it. It's a very good video. It should be very, very useful for a lot of people. I'm working in the garden, so we'll be lurking in the background. See, in my head, I misread that entire comment and read it as I'm lurking in the garden. I haven't listened yet as I don't have Spotify. You can, there is like a direct link to the podcast where you can listen on the podcast site. It's also on iTunes. We are going to be putting it on YouTube at some point as well when I get round to doing it. It's just a case of sort of re-editing the episodes and sorting that out, but it will be on YouTube at some point, probably for the next between now and the next episode. It'll be on YouTube. I'm hoping. I need to make some overlays. I'm waiting for all the artwork and stuff to come through, like the proper artwork. But yes, it should be up and on all those things. If I go to public site, yeah, so I'll grab a link and I'll post that in the chat. If you're wanting to, there you go, that should come through hopefully. Might just get Spotify. It's free, right? Spotify's free, yeah. You don't have to pay for the premium to listen to the podcast. The premium is like for music and stuff, but you can listen to podcasts for free on Spotify. I've just posted a link anyway, which is a direct link to the hosting site, which you can listen to the podcast on there as well. You don't have to listen to it via Spotify or anything like that. So if that's what you want to do, then it's there as well. Me and Elston have mentioned that we are planning on sort of sorting out like socials and stuff for the podcast, like Instagram. Elston's sorting out a Facebook page at the moment, which was just going to be a sort of general hobby page, and I think it's sort of going to tie in with the Wargamers Anonymous like thing now. Obviously, we've got the section dedicated to it over on the Discord for any discussions or suggestions or anything. So if you want to get involved or out like that, or you've got some ideas, just chuck them wherever, we'll see them. Looking forward to the Pickle Jar meetup in a few weeks. Nice one, I'm looking forward to it as well. Anyone that doesn't know, that's not seen it on the Discord, in a couple of weeks, we are meeting up in Sheffield. We're going to Element Games for a few hours. We might just go for a wander around. I might take something to paint. So what I'm going to suggest to people is to bring a model, bring a few paints, and we'll just all sit and do some group hobby and stuff. Have a lovely time at Element Games in Sheffield, and then what we're going to do is sort of like mid-afternoon, we're going to head down to the Peddlers. Hiccups. We're going to head down to Peddlers Food Market, which is in Sheffield, obviously. It's down at Kelham Island, and we're going to go down there and have some food and some drinks because they have a new market on. They have a new market on, and it's all different food vendors and stuff, like street food vendors and stuff. I've been a couple of times, absolutely loved it both times that I've been. So I'm really looking forward to heading out and meeting up with you guys. I know there's a handful of people coming as well. It's probably not going to be a massive event, but the people that are coming, we're going to have a lovely time. I think, I know Big Mac Dance School's coming. I think Orky's coming. Free Spotify has ads and randomly shuffles music, but that's the only difference. Yeah, that's the only difference. I don't think it puts adverts in while you're listening to podcasts, though. I don't think. Although I don't know, because I've had premium for like 6 years, so I can't remember. I'm missing the meetup. I know I'm gutted, Mr. Wybird, but you'll be able to come to the next one. What's the date, Pickle? The date of the meetup is it's April the 2nd, so it's Saturday the 2nd of April. Like I say, I think the plan is meet in Sheffield, go to Element Games like around sort of midday, like 12-ish. Meet up there. Like I say, if for anyone that gets there, like sort of as we get there, we're going to sit and do some hobby. If you're not interested in that, you can meet us there a bit later on and then just walk down to the food place with us. But yeah, I think that's the plan, is get a bit of hobbying done together. I might take a single model that I want to work on. It should be good. It should be a good laugh. And then, like I said, go and have some grub. I've posted a link to Peddler's Food Market on the socials channel on Discord. So you can have a look at what stalls are going to be there, because it's different ones every time. But they have all sorts of stuff. They have loads of like guest ales and stuff and drinks. It's usually pretty cool. They have like live music on as well. But Phil's coming down to play as well. Nice one. Oh, that'd be lovely to meet you in person. I'm going to have to miss I'll be in Scotland. No problem, Mark. That's fine, buddy. But I'm going to warn you now. You thought it was cold in Rotherham. It'll be colder in Scotland. So don't wear shorts. That's fine. I'm wanting to do more meetups this year. I think I want to do another Blood Bowl one, but I want to do some more sort of just general gaming ones, or like just like this one, just like a general get together, do a bit of hobby, you know, have a bit of a catch up and stuff, and then go and get some grub, like a nice chilled out meetup. I think that it's pretty. It'll be pretty fun. I think. The Element Games in Sheffield is pretty big as well. So yeah, it should be good. Should be a good laugh. Should be a good laugh. I feel like taking an autograph book. There's not that many famous people in Sheffield. I don't think you're likely to run into many anyway. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It should be good. It'd just be nice to catch up with people, meet up with people, get some food, have a good time. I'm going full wildling. Been too long coming and well overdue. Besides, nice to be back home. Yeah, it'd be nice to meet you, buddy. It has been long overdue, and it's always sort of fallen. It's always fallen on like when you've been busy or whatever. So it'd be nice to meet you in IRL, in real life. We need one in East Anglia. East Anglia. I'll have a look. That's something else I do want to do this year, is when we do meetups and stuff, is to try and move them around so that everyone sort of gets a chance to come, and it's not like they've got to travel miles and miles and miles out the way. I know that there's some people that are doing, and some people that will do, but it's nice to try and accommodate everyone, or as much as we can. Like we can't obviously go to everyone's house because that's a bit much, but we'll try and move it around so it's not as far for people to travel, or you know, we'll travel a bit. We're wanting to do one further south at some point, because we've got a lot of guys from down south that sort of listen and tune in and stuff. So it'd be nice to be able to meet up with all them and them not have to travel all the way up north. And the same again, I want to do one further north as well, so it's easier for, you know, people like Bram and Phil and everyone. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Anyway, the topic of today's podcast, which we are now halfway through, and I've barely mentioned, is talking about, I thought we'd get a little bit of a discussion going about like how you decide on what miniatures you're buying. So like, what do you think about when you're looking to buy new miniatures or get into a new army or start a new project and stuff? Like, what are the decisions that you need to go through? Like, do you sit and look and go, that looks nice, that'd be fun to paint? Or do you look at the stats for like the army, for like the gaming side? Do you have like an idea for a colour scheme in mind first and then pick a model that will fit that? Like, I'm interested to find out how everyone decides on what they're going to work on next. And this can be for like buying new stuff, like for a new project, or it can be for like just picking stuff from your pile of potential. Because for me, it's changed for me over the years. When I was younger and I used to game a hell of a lot more, it would be the stats that would decide for me. I would pick stuff, and I might not necessarily think the model looked amazing, but I would pick it because it would be really good in game and it would be beneficial for my army. And then as I've sort of got older, I've changed, and now I pick stuff based on what it looks like and how much fun I think I'll have painting it. Because, I mean, I do still game, but I don't game as much as I used to do. And for me, the hobby now is more about the painting side. That's what I do more often than not. How many years till I paint this? If it's a solo miniature, then if I like it, I buy it. Yep. Rule of cool for me. Do I want to paint it? Will I paint it? Then figure out how it works. Yeah. So that's what I tend to do now. I mean, I have a general games that I play. I have like my two armies that I play. I have Necrons and I have Dark Eldar, and I know what the units do for that. I know the units. I know like how I would use them and stuff. And then it just, but it comes down to now like, which do I want to paint more? Like, what do I think would look cool? I have 3 types of project. 1, I need XP for an army. 2, I get inspired to do a particular project. 3, I want projects, so I wanted a knight, so I got myself one. Yeah. I've only just started wanting to play 40k because of Imperium, so I'm building the Ultramarines and Necrons because of that. However, I get inspired to paint by what I find cool. If it's an army, it's always been the look and the fluff, something to let my imagination run riot. If I don't like a model, I won't buy it. Kit bash is king. Painting's always been my favourite aspect of the hobby. So a lot of people saying the same sort of thing, saying it's more if something looks cool and it inspires you to do that side of things rather than like stat-wise for an army, which I think is quite common, and it might just be like a skewed answer because it's weird, like we all think of like the hobby community as like one big community, but it's actually loads and loads of little communities that sort of all cross over and like get involved with each other a little bit, but not all the time. Case in point is like there's channels out there that are just dedicated to like stat updates and rules updates for 40k, and that's all they do. They do live streams and videos based on like, oh, this new model got this rule and that's going to break the game because blah blah blah, and they get like hundreds and thousands of people watching stuff. I put a poll out on YouTube a couple of days ago and asking why do you hobby? Like, do you do it to relax? Do you do it for like competitions? Do you do it for gaming? And like an overwhelming percentage of people just responded saying that they do it to relax. And that's literally why they do the hobby, is just to relax. Like, hardly anyone did it for gaming. Like, no one voted for competition entry. And I think that shows that that's my audience. My audience aren't interested in competition painting. My audience, I mean, not that they won't appreciate like stuff that's painted for competition, but my audience paints to relax. And to like tabletop standard, like maybe like tabletop plus, which is what I class myself as. It's not competition, but it's not like 2 colours and a shade. But I think bought a few Underworld warbands and I don't even play, just wanted to paint them. I've done exactly the same, Wolfenstone. I've done exactly the same. I have 1, 2. So I had 4 Underworld warbands. I've actually sold 2 of them now, because I sold my orcs that I painted and I sold my Skaven that I'd started painting but hadn't finished, purely because I painted one of the Skaven. I enjoyed doing it, but I weren't interested in painting the rest because it's a game system that I've never played and I'm probably never going to play. So I sold my orcs, I sold my Skaven, I sold my Night Haunt. I've kept my vampires. My vampire Shadespire team, I have kept them because I really like those models. And I would like to learn how to play at some point. They are a newer warband, so they're a bit more up to date. So I've kept them, but the older ones I've sold them on. But I do that all the time. I'll buy like smaller boxes of stuff, like a kill team or a Blood Bowl team or something like that, as like little projects because I like the look and I've got an idea. I still don't have an army. I've got one started, but none ready to play. I do have a Blood Bowl team though. This year I've painted 5 armies for Lord of the Rings, and none of them are mine. It's good that you're managing to get the commissions in though, dude. That's really good. I really need to crack on with my Lord of the Rings stuff. I got the Witch King of Angmar. I got that when I went to Grim Dice at the beginning of last month, and then I've also got coming. What are they called? I can't remember what they're called. A couple of the other like characters for my army. Got them from Murfield. Luke picked them up yesterday for me. I've got Gothmog and Sharku, who was a Warg Rider captain, both mounted and unmounted. So I've got them coming. I say coming. Luke's picked them up for me, so I'll probably get them tomorrow if I'm in work, depending if I'm feeling better. Feeling like this, then I'm probably just going to stay in bed. But I'm hoping to go into work because I actually enjoy my job now. So it's a beautiful model, the Witch King. Yeah, mine's gorgeous. It's still in its wrapper. I need to get on with it. What I need to do what I did with Bofnet the other day for Age of Sigmar, where I sat down and wrote, like we've written out like a 600 point list, and that's what I'm going to work on for my orcs for Age of Sigmar. I need to do the same thing with Lord of the Rings. I need to get a small like 600 point list and then just work on that and then add to it and add to it and add to it. The Thorns led me to buying and painting a lot of Nighthaunt stuff from the Age of Sigmar magazine. Still into play some of my main army. I pick cool stuff, but will fit the army. But as I enjoy painting, I pick cool stuff I want to play. Started collecting enough for a kill team so I can use it in a game with friends. Nice. So I get like that with stuff. Really enjoy painting the first, but then the shine wears off. Yeah, it does. I mean, I picked that Skaven Shadespire team up. It were like, I think it were like a tenner or something. It were like second hand. It was all new in box on sprue and everything. It was just, I don't know if it was like just out of sale or whatever, but it were a different second hand somewhere. So I picked it up for like a tenner. Thought, oh, that's good. It's like a full thing, all the cards and everything. Built one, painted one. Really enjoyed painting it, and then just thought, well, I'm never going to play with him. So like, what's point? Sort of like, do you know what I mean? They were nice models, but they weren't like the sort of model, because I can paint models that I'm not going to play with if they're nice models to paint. They were all right, but they weren't all like they weren't nice enough for me to bother putting the time into paint to then not play with, if that makes sense. I'm always really gutted when I buy a game and then paint it up, but just don't get games. But games are stressful. Painting is much simpler. So I'm a bit like that. I mean, I'm sat like, and I look, and I have them in my cabinet every day, and I'm like, look at all these Necrons. Look at all this Dark Eldar. I mean, like, look at my Salamanders. I've got a decent amount of Salamanders, and it's like, I've got it all. I can't remember the last time that I had a game of 40k. Months ago. And it were against a random person. Months ago. And I've not played since. But I still keep painting stuff and buying stuff for it. Although I have finally got to a point where I'm not really looking to buy any more Necrons at the moment. Not because there's not anything else that I don't want. More because the amount of Necrons that I've got that aren't painted is slightly terrifying. So I want to get some more done before I buy any more. I've still got all the Imperium stuff turning up, so it's not like I'm not getting any new models. Very tempted to buy some Games Workshop dragons. Like, that's the sort of stuff, yeah, that I would quite happily buy a dragon just to paint. Not for an army, not for anything, not to use, but just to paint, like, as a painting project. And I think that's the thing, is like buying stuff as a painting project compared to buying stuff as like an army project. They're two very different things. Good morning, Little Mule. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for catching up. Hope you're well. I choose my armies by what the kids want, and then they decide not to play after I get a good chunk of the army. Brilliant. Bought Crimson Court because when I saw you do them, they stuck a chord. Now I'm just collecting vampire models because, well, everyone loves a vampire. May try to make a fighting force. I've done that before. I mean, that's kind of what I'm doing with my salamanders. Like, I've not got an army list or anything like that in mind. I've not even got the most up-to-date codex. Like, I've got 2 codexes for Space Marines, and I don't think either of them are in date. I'm pretty certain that the most recent one that I've got is the last one and not the new one, or the newest one. I don't think. But yeah, that's what I'm doing with my salamanders. I'm just sort of getting models that are cool, painting them. Although I've not done anything with my salamanders for a while, but that is generally what I've done with them. Normally, what I used to do with an army, and what I still do really, is I'll sort of have a look at like a vague idea of a small army, like 500 points, 600 points, something like that. And then what I'll do is I'll buy the stuff for that and I'll paint that. And then once that's done, then I'll look at expanding it. And then once I'm up to sort of like 1,000 points, that's when I just start getting all sorts of stuff, because you can mix and match it in with the army that you've got. A lot of what I buy is purely because I want to challenge myself to see if I can paint it. It's also a good idea, yeah. Buying new stuff, different types of models, does sort of force you to like try new things and learn new things. That's why I paint random models all the time, because I don't, not in like this is going to sound bad, but I don't learn anything new when I'm painting Necrons anymore, because I've got my way that I paint Necrons, and I kind of paint them, which is why I really enjoyed painting this one, because I tried something new, like with the cubes and stuff, and like with the purple washers and stuff on the like the tassels and stuff. There you go. But like, I had a lot of fun painting that because there was some different stuff on it. But if that was just like a normal Necron, it'd just be a case of, I mean, all the metal's the same on that, like the same as all my other stuff. Big Mac Dance School, welcome to the stream, bud. Hope you're well. I need this headache to do one. Absolutely killing me. I need a dragon for my cabinet. It's missing that big display model, and Mortarion won't fit the bill. I'd love to paint a Mortarion. But I really want to paint one of them dragons, though. I'd really want to paint one of them dragons and really go to town on that. I've got quite a few big projects at the moment as well that are sort of just sat waiting for me to crack on with them. And I think I just need to sort of stop faffing about and just get on with them. I've got my Age of Sigmar stuff, which that was one where I was so excited to do. The box sets came out, like Dominion came out, I was really excited, and then I painted one up, tried a new painting style, tried to do it all muted and stuff, finished it and just went, I don't like that. And then because of that, it's put me off painting any of the rest of them. Like, I've just sort of lost that interest. I know that once I start painting them and I get a couple done that I really like, I'll be like, yeah, let's do this, let's get them done. But at the moment, I'm not feeling it. And I kind of want to. I kind of want to get them done. So I've got them, because I've got like 3 sets of the Dominion box of Orcs. So I want to get them done. I've got all my Star Wars Legion stuff, which is like a ridiculous amount of stuff. Like, you can see vaguely in the background. I've got 1, 2. One of those boxes has got 2 boxes worth of droids in it, and the other one's just got 1 box worth of droids in it. I've also then got some like characters and smaller boxes there. There's some over on that side, and then all in the middle here is models that are just loose and not in boxes. It's all Star Wars stuff. All droids as well, pretty much. I think I've got a few clone troopers, but it's pretty much all droids. Does big model mean big project, or is a project big because of time? It could be both. I mean, I count a big project as something that's going to take me a long time. That's like, that's what I count a big project as. Like, even like one model that's a big model, if I look at it and go, oh, that's not going to take that long to paint, because like, not all big models do take a long time to paint, especially like with like airbrushing and dry brushing and stuff like that. Like, I think I class a big project as something that's like a big time investment. That's something I'll be doing over like multiple weeks or even multiple months. The reason why I've not done the Star Wars stuff is just because I built one unit of droids and absolutely hated it, and I've not gone back to doing them since. I have got some that are already built that I got from Murfield, which I'm so happy about. Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting them done. I just need to sit down and get the building done. It's just, they are very fiddly models to build, but I want to get them done. I want to do a video for them, like sort of starting a new game, like it's a brand new game for me. I've never played it. I've looked at like a few like let's plays and stuff, and streams of like battle reports and stuff, but I've never played it myself. So I wanted to do a video on sort of like starting a game, brand new game from scratch, where I don't know what units are good, what units are bad. I've just bought a load of stuff and I'm gonna build it, talk about the building process and like what that's like, how they sort of work, all that, which is all the building. Then talk about the painting, do some small painting tutorials for this channel, and then yeah, maybe get some games in as well at the end, or do some terrain for it or something. I don't know. It's gonna be a cool project, but it's just not started it yet. Won a big dragon on a charity stream yesterday. Not quite sure how big, but I'm already getting anxious about painting it. Don't get anxious about painting it. Just paint it. It's fine. As Rich would say, if you mess it up, you can spray it black and start again. Morning, Parrot Queen Pickle. I hope you're alright. All the way from upstairs. Gonna build and paint the Rebel Troopers soonish. I'm looking forward to getting... I want to get my droids done. So that I've... that's one of the things that I like about the... What did you think about building the Marvel Crisis Protocol stuff? It looks like a pain. Some of it's better than others. So when I built my... I've got the core box, but then I've got a few that are like newer. Like this is one of the newer models. This is Iron Man from the Hulkbuster set. I've not built the Hulkbuster yet. I've built the Iron Man though. And he went together really easy. Like he was really, really nice to put together. But the models in the core box are a little bit... Some of them were harder than others. Some of them took a little bit more work than others. Captain Marvel can sod off. She was not very fun to put together. But now that she's together and built and primed, she looks fantastic, and I'm looking forward to painting her. I'm enjoying painting them. It's very nice. It's a very different style because they're like comic books, aren't they? So it's, you can get away with being a bit more over the top, which is kind of my style anyway. So it kind of suits it. But it's like, I really like the Captain America. Love how bright he is. Now, to be fair, I could just do that. Wait for it to zoom back out. There you go. Yeah, I like the models. I like the colour scheme. It's been fun messing about with the speed paints for them. And now I'm not in focus. Hello? It does that. When I'm focusing, it zooms in. It's supposed to be for when I'm filming stuff, so that I can see what I'm trying to focus on. But when I'm doing this, it just focuses on my face, zooms in on my face, which is, no one wants that. No one wants that. Want and need some Mandos. I want to get some Mandalorians. They look really, really cool. So I'm looking forward to getting some of those at some point. But I definitely want to get my droids done first. Definitely want to get my droids done, and then I'm going to do some clone troopers, so that I've got a couple of forces for like the prequel era, and then I'm going to do some original series stuff. But I've got them. I've got Marvel stuff. I've got Age of Sigmar. I've got all the Necrons on the planet. I've got loads loads to do. I want to go back to bed. Extreme close-up. Extreme close-up. Wow. That woke me up. So hopefully the plan for the rest of today, if I can sort of make myself feel a bit more alive and my head's not like, every time I go like that, my head hurts. So I don't really want to be sat painting, because I'll be sat like that for a long time. But I do want to get some painting done. I was hoping to have this Marvel video out sort of like end of next week, like sort of Friday or maybe Sunday at the latest. And I mean, so far I've only painted 3 models. I've got 5 more to do, so I don't know. My plan was to get the rest of them painted and filmed today, but at this rate, I don't think I'm gonna. I think I'm probably gonna end up either in bed or on the sofa. I started playing I started playing the Guardians of the Galaxy game on the Xbox, because it came on Game Pass a couple of weeks ago. So I started playing that yesterday. I think I'm about 7 chapters in now. Really, really enjoying that. And a friend of mine also bought me Elden Ring on Steam. So I started playing that this morning. Like, I jumped on for like half an hour just to start that and start figuring that out. But I honestly think I'm just going to go and lay down. Once this stream's done, I'm going to sort myself out some breakfast. I'm going to go and lay down and watch some telly, watch some YouTube. Make sure, once this stream's finished, by the way, make sure to go and watch the new video that'll be live over on Geek Gaming Scenics. I'm in it. Me and Luke filmed that on Wednesday. I had a hell of a lot of fun filming it. I absolutely loved editing it. Especially the intro. It's like the first like minute and a half, minute 40. Like, I had an absolute blast filming and editing all that. But the rest of the video is really good, especially if you're interested in brushes and stuff for painting and wanting to save some money. Loads of great advice, so go and check that out. I'll chuck a link in the Discord when it's live. I'm sure it's going live at 10, so I'll chuck a link up for you. Later on today, at some point, I'm probably going to be editing I will be editing the new podcast. Me and Elston recorded that yesterday morning, so I'm going to get that edited today so that's ready to go out tomorrow. So anyone that's subscribed to the podcast or following the podcast on whatever platform you listen on, go and check that out when it comes out. Dog to walk, then we'll be sat at the hobby desk and get some painting done. Catch up on Discord. Yeah, no worries, buddy. Sounds like a great day. Defo watching it. Cheap brushes. Winner chicken dinner. It's a great video. It's a really great video. I'm just happy because we've got some brushes at work now that aren't knackered. So I'm just happy about that. But yeah, I think that's about it for this morning. I was over and on about like doing some news and looking at like new releases and stuff, but we do that every Sunday. So I figured today we'd just do a random, a bit of a random chatter stream, have a bit of a discussion about like why we buy stuff and like what influences and stuff, and just talk about also. I mean, we spent 20 minutes talking about that wet palette. Good morning, Peter. Thanks very much for popping in, buddy. Lovely to see you. But yeah, probably going to wrap it up there. It's about time, and I'm looking, to be fair, I just want to get these off because this is not helping my ears or head. So, thanks very much for tuning in this morning. It's been lovely having you hanging out with me. Thanks for keeping me occupied and keeping me going, and hopefully I don't sound too bad. I mean, there's still 20 odd here, so I can't sound that bad, otherwise you wouldn't be here. So thanks very much for tuning in this morning. I hope you all have a fantastic Sunday, get plenty of hobbying done, or whatever it is that you're going to be doing today. If you want to help support the channel, there's links down below in the description for Element Games and for Grim Dice Tabletop Gaming, both of which are affiliate links for us. We get a little bit of a kickback, and it doesn't cost you guys anything extra if you're looking to pick up any hobby supplies or new miniatures or projects or whatever. Check out the links down below, and it really helps us out. I want to say a massive thank you to all our channel members over on the Pickle Jar. Thank you all so much for all the continued support. It really does mean a lot. It's absolutely fantastic, and you guys are amazing, so thank you very much. Don't forget, new episode of the podcast out tomorrow morning. That will be live from 7, I think, usually, because then it's out ready for people's commutes and stuff. So check that out and let us know what you think over on Discord. If you're not part of the Discord already, then pop along and join us using the link down below and get involved in the chat over there. Plenty of friendly people, always up for helping and just chatting about miniatures, so come and join us. And that's going to do it from me. So thanks very much. Stay safe, have a lovely Sunday, and I'll catch you right here live again on Wednesday evening for some painting fun. I don't know what we're painting yet, but I'm sure we'll come up with something cool. Until then, I'll see you later, guys. Bye bye.